Morning show, and we're live. Spencer Israel, Steve Strazza. Who else is here? We got Chartmaster Rick in the house. We got Michael Noss stopping by today. He's like our resident algo trader. He has been building a secret algorithm for Kenny for the past little while. We'll talk about that with Noss in a few minutes. Man, we're powering through. Doesn't it feel like we're all kind of like the market is just trying to power through? I'm trying to power through. Kenny's trying to just power through. You know, we're just trying to make it. We're just trying to make it to the end of the year. But I appreciate everyone in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Strazza's doing great. So that's one of us. That's great for him, I suppose. All right. Speaking of Strazza, is he here? He better be here. I can't do this without him. I really can't. Hello.
Spencer, you sound sicker and sicker every time I talk to you.
It's such a volatile thing. You feel worse in the morning, you feel better in the afternoon, you feel bad in the evening. It's back and forth. It's a damn roller coaster, man. I can't keep up.
The seasonal health trends,
Ooh.
very bearish this time of year, especially up where you live. Everybody I talk to up there is like sick right now.
And I kept being like, because it didn't get cold for like a while. It stayed warm like all through November. And I was like, I like the cold. I like the cold. But now it's too damn cold. What was I thinking? Into the 20s every day. What was I thinking?
You're going to be all right, buddy. And there is similar volatility in the stock market.
Yeah.
For the past 3 sessions, looks like today's going to be no different. Yesterday,
risk got hit hard yesterday.
It did. See if they can stage a rebound rally today. There is some very short-term tactical damage that now can be repaired.
Yeah.
And let's just see it. I think you do.
What is your go-to risk proxy these days, Steve? Because it used to be for me, for all those years, it was ARK, but I don't know if it's ARK anymore.
It's still ARK, and I'm looking at Bitcoin a lot right now.
Yeah.
And I'm finding the mixed message of the market pretty interesting. And what I mean by that is you have an absolute ripper in discretionary stocks, right? And a lot of just the traditional risk on or risk appetite ratios, relationships that we look at. That's giving you a green light, right? Bullish evidence right now. And then you have something like the price action in Bitcoin, which is giving you the opposite information, right? Big red light. If you look at crypto, Bitcoin more specifically. So I'm trying to see like who's right here. I don't expect those trends to move in different directions for too much longer. Does that make sense?
Mixed messages. We're all just so confused. All we can do is wait and see. What do you do?
So we use different things to assess the risk appetite of the market. And a lot of times those things will tell the same story right now. High beta, low volatility, discretionary staples, those ratios making new highs in many cases. That's very bullish evidence. Bitcoin, not. Low vol Santa crawl. Good one, Yopsel. Who's ready for the jobs report?
The delayed jobs report?
I thought didn't it just happen 7 minutes ago?
Yeah, wasn't this old data? Did I make that up? I can't keep it straight anymore because there's a lot of data. Some of it's coming out, some of it's not. I can't keep up.
So ARK is sitting here at this VWAP from the pivot lows, like many things. And I think really the most important chart to watch at this point, small caps got to stick their breakout, right? That's a big one. So maybe after the Russell 2000, the most important chart to me is the NASDAQ 100 because we don't need big cap tech stocks to outperform, but we do need them to hang on an absolute basis, right? This trend can't suffer any damage to on a primary time frame. Otherwise, that's probably a bad thing for the broader market. So if you look at the NASDAQ 100 right now, the triple Qs, and you just drop VWAPs, I don't know if we have a chart like this, drop VWAPs from the fall high and the November low, come in right around here like the 610, 615-ish area, huge. And that's where we are right now. Right? You see that? So you can do that with
we're at 610.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. As long as you agree. It's a big one.
I agree.
In NASDAQ, in the NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures, that would be about 25,300. How about that Dow, though? Ooh, not stopping for anyone.
Yeah, wow.
Dow stock.
I didn't notice that. I don't have the Dow up on my screen by default, so I didn't.
Are you in the visor?
No, I mean I saw they reaffirm their guidance this morning, right? So
Gotta love it. Looking good coming out of a big coil here.
Steve, you're in the Ford, right? You're in Ford calls.
Yep, we're big in the Ford. They just took some charge about EVs in the market.
Dude, Ford just like what a cluster that whole thing was, right? Do you guys remember 4 years ago?
No.
Ford comes out with their like Ford Growth Plus EV plan, whatever the hell they called it. Okay. They said 40% of their sales by the end of the decade would be EV sales. And here we are 4 years later, and they said, actually, never mind. Turns out nobody wants an electric F-150. We're not going to make that anymore. We are going to make hybrids, and we're going to make them cheaper. Because it turns out people really don't want to spend $100,000 on an electric F-150 either. So,
do you think it's that a lot of people aren't ready for full electric?
Yes.
Like there's a certain worry that I think accompanies not having a gas tank for people who are used to driving normal cars. Right?
Yes, for sure. I've talked about this before, but my experience last summer when I rented an EV in California, and I had never driven an EV before, and I had to drive like a couple hundred miles, and it was stressful not knowing where to get power.
I think I'm going to get one. I've been saying it.
I would love a hybrid. My next car is going to be a hybrid. I would love a hybrid for sure. But Ford and I know the stock is up this morning because they're getting this out of the way. But what a disaster of a capital allocation plan. I mean, geez.
Jason Huang says people want Tesla, not electric. Might be true.
Nobody wants an electric pickup truck. That we can agree on.
Is this true? You can't tow anything with it? What's the point then? That's ridiculous. Yeah. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a truck.
It completely defeats the purpose of having a truck. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
These kinds of boring, forgotten stocks, Spencer, working in this market. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of true. We talked about the airlines yesterday, Ford,
banks.
Yeah, you're right. Boring is working.
Pepsi.
Yeah. Talked about that.
There are places you can go, but yeah, speculative growth got whacked yesterday. All the hot stocks. Crypto trying to dig in here this morning. Let's see what happens.
Everyone pull one out for our friends over at iRobot who filed for bankruptcy yesterday.
Overnight. I heard that and I chuckled because I hate my Roomba.
This is now the second case that I can think of in the last couple of years.
The market
the DOJ blocked a deal.
Oh, is that what happened?
And the company, remember, Amazon was supposed to buy them.
But what happened 2 days ago? Like the market didn't do a really good job at sniffing this out, did it? If this thing was down,
I don't know what happened 2 days ago, but last year or 2 years, whatever this was, Amazon was going to buy iRobot. DOJ says no, and now here we are. iRobot is is going the way of the
You
Chapter
know,
11.
and I hate that. I know the Biden administration, this is not new news, but I hate that when they don't let a company get bought out that is destined to fail. That's fucked up, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that case, but how do you not let a company that's going to zero get bought?
And we saw it
That's
happen.
shitty.
We saw it happen with Spirit Airlines too, and that JetBlue merger
It's
or
like,
whatever that was.
if somebody wants this piece of trash, let them have it. I don't understand
Kind of.
that. I don't
Yeah.
understand. The jobs.
All right. Hey, we got Noss in the house, and I know he's got to hit out by 9, so I want to bring him out.
Great.
And I want to make sure we got his slides in the deck, Rick, if you haven't already. Thank you.
We got charts.
Yo, Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Oh,
Michael Noss.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, my friend? How are you?
It's going. Merry Christmas to all. Hope everyone's ready to go.
you're looking very festive with your
Is that your Christmas shirt?
flannel. Yeah.
No, this is just Canadian. This is the Canadian tuxedo.
Right.
What's behind you? It looks like you're in a nice place. You got a
So, yeah, I've got a full set. I've got Christmas trees over here. I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm good to go.
very nice.
Very nice.
Really
Yeah,
good. How cold is it there?
Oh man, I always have to convert these things. I think it's like you guys, I don't know, 15.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I forget. Yeah, 15 Fahrenheit in your funny numbers that you kind of made up. It's minus
Right.
8.
Right.
Minus 8 for us.
Ready for a Santa Claus rally. Jeff Hirsch was on yesterday.
Yeah, I hung out with him in Florida a couple months ago. And
Really?
we had a big chat about how he's bullish from now until the second quarter. Is he still holding that view?
Yeah. He likes the small caps. How about you? Tell me about you.
I'm good. I like, as a systematic trader, I like these sideways markets. I like the rotation. That kind of stuff is great.
Sure.
I know it's a little bit harder for the discretionary side of things. And I actually brought something cool for you too when they get those slides up. I'm going to convince you to abandon your PPO indicator for something.
Chart on.
Something
Let's
a little better.
Did you make something better?
I
if you
didn't.
Start talking to me about a MACD, dude. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Why? Tell me.
So I recently read, and I'm going to butcher this fellow CMT member's name, but it's the MACDV, and it's Alex. I'm not even going to try. I'll look it up. Just Google MACDV. This guy created it, wrote a bunch of papers. And again, as the quant, this is what I do. I like to read other people's papers. I like to read ideas.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we know the problems with the MACD. The original MACD, it's inconsistent.
Alex Spiraglue.
That's probably way better than I would have done. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So the original MACD is bad because you can't compare it across assets or through time.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it has that flaw. And then the PPO tries to fix this, but you still can't really compare it across assets because it's percentage based,
Fine.
And it's the same reason that you wouldn't
But you can at least compare the same stock, which it's nice for.
Right, in some degrees, unless the stock goes crazy, right? And one way or the other. So this is one of those things that it's like, when I read the paper, I was like, why didn't anyone think of this sooner? Because all he's doing is he's taking the MACD and he's normalizing it with ATR. So across every asset and across time, the MACD is always going to be the same. And this really interests me, again, as the quant nerd, because I've never been able to use MACD in my back testing before.
Yep.
Ever, because it spits out gobbledygook, because it'll be different for every security. It'll be different throughout time. I back test things like 25 years. So this allows me to bring MACD into my testing, which from there gets really, really cool. Because just I read this paper on the weekend, and I built this very basic strategy already that I'm going to be spending most of my time working on. And kind of the next chart I have here is for Bitcoin, because it's actually triggering on a little bit of a Bitcoin buy, which I know puts me in the minority of people out there that seem to be, really worried about this bear flag, really worried about the downtrend and all of this. But if you look,
Is this a
it's
daily?
yeah, it's a daily chart, and it's a
Strange.
couple days old, I think. But the main point is that MACD before is just a trend indicator. It doesn't really do overbought and oversold. But as
Right.
soon as you normalize it for MACD, or you
Yes.
normalize it for ATR, it becomes both a
Both.
trend indicator
Yep.
and overbought, oversold. So every time in the recent past, it's got this negative 100 reading. All of a sudden, you're looking for mean reversion, for dip buys. That's the premise. So the
Mhm.
next chart I just have here is like anything. I'm a prove it kind of guy. Now this is a very dirty back test that I've done, but just on the next one there, the line is there, perfect. Line's up and to the right. It's not pretty yet. It's not something that I would trade yet, but this is just in the crypto and the equity space. You're looking for things in uptrends. You're buying when this new MACD becomes oversold and then crosses up, and you're holding it till it crosses back down. It's like the simplest strategy in the world. And
And you couldn't even build the same test. You couldn't even back test that with the normal MACD because it wouldn't even make sense to, because there's no oversold.
there is no oversold, and
Right.
the crosses, you've got your zero line, but it doesn't do the same thing, because a MACD on a stock that doesn't move is going to have a completely different reading on a MACD on a
Right.
fart coin or a space stock or robots or whatever it is that they're doing now.
This is great, Mike.
I
Brilliant.
when
Yeah,
when Spencer asked me to come on and I knew you were here, I'm like, I
Yeah,
know
this is
someone who likes
fantastic.
their MACD. So yeah,
I didn't know.
sorry, go ahead.
I didn't know this was out there. This is love this. We do something similar with the Strazza indicator using the ATR to right size. I guess
Right.
you could do it with a lot of things that have this issue.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, because the point is, for if you're going to start testing things, they have to be normalized, right? They have to be, you can't, it's the whole apples to oranges, the garbage in, garbage out scenario. So I have a kind of a machine learning system that I use that every time I do a back test, it
Yeah.
compares all of these different indicators during the back test, and it tries to tell me which ones are the most significant.
Oh, that's
And
great.
for my entire life, MACD hasn't been in there, and
Yeah.
now it can be.
Right. And they have this on TradingView, the MACD.
Yep. It's
Cool.
in TradingView. It's really, I know you guys use a couple different software. It's super easy to program. Again,
Right.
it's
Just
one of
make
those moments where the dude added like one line
Yeah.
of math to something that's existed for like 50 years,
And it's huge.
and
It makes all the difference.
it changes everything. And it's a really cool thing about trading, where a lot of people think that everything that can exist has already existed,
Right.
and then this guy comes out and just goes, "Here you go."
Well, I hope this catches on because I think as flawed as the MACD is, it speaks to a lot of people. It has that clear crossover signal that's very
Mhm.
easy to understand. You get it in both directions. I think people, it resonates with folks. So if you could improve it like this, make it, I guess, more actionable, like you just explained, that's great. That's a net positive for traders.
Well, and it's got all the pros and cons of trend following, right? Where, your cons of trend following is
Look
that,
at this.
as we know, so yeah, this is Philip Morris. But yeah, your cons of trend following is your low win rate. And it's just, there's no way to avoid it. If you're a trend follower, you're probably going to have a sub 50-50 win rate, just the way it goes, right? If you're really
Right.
good, maybe you can get a little bit over that 50-50 win rate. But
Yeah.
when you're right, you make, so this particular strategy that I just showed you, it's right 34% of the time, but it makes over twice as much when it's right as it loses when it's wrong. So
Right.
that's why you get this slow grind down in the equity curve, and then
Yeah,
every
you
now
get
and
big
then
moves.
big moves higher, because you're
Yeah.
just catching a trend, an occasional trend. And that's why I like this kind of thing, because yeah, you can sit down, someone who doesn't trade very often, you can say, listen, as long as, I don't know why you like PM, I don't know why you like Phillips Morris, but if you just wait for the MACD to cross, then you're in the direction of the underlying trend, and then when it crosses back down, run, right?
I bought some of this yesterday. I'm going to
Oh.
buy more when it takes out the VWAP. I love this chart right now.
Yeah, and this is, so I brought a couple that came from So I build the back test, and then I can hit a button, and it can just spit out, here's the stocks that you should be buying today based on this back test. And Philip Morris was one. And the simple back test is sometime in the last 20 days that has got oversold, and now
Yep.
it's crossing higher. Again, a very
Right,
simple idea behind it. You can see the last time when it crossed at the beginning of 2025 had this wicked move from, I think, like 130 to 190, maybe 200. Last one didn't do too much. We got a little bit of a bounce out of it. And now we're going again. And then you've got that anchored view app from the top. So
So
yeah,
that's interesting. This came up, and there's no new high criteria on that scan? Oh,
no, I
you
first,
either
when
need
I'm
it.
building a system, when I'm testing a new indicator, I
Yeah.
want the whole system to revolve around that indicator. Now, it
Yep.
doesn't mean I won't
Yep.
bring in things later, but I just want to make sure that
Absolutely.
that is what's generating the market edge. That's what's generating the
Yeah,
alpha.
so you have to leave it as isolated as possible to learn about it, and then
Yeah.
you'll layer other stuff on when you're actually building the system to trade.
Yeah, so I'll do something, for example, like, I don't know, the ADX or something, the average directional index, or what
Mhm.
happens if it's closer to a new high than a new low,
Yeah.
and things like that. And that's where you kind of test. But if you don't have that base of this initial test has 108,000 trades in it, and it has an edge. So if I can look at it and say, okay, over 108,000 trades, there's a small edge here, then that's something. And then from there, it's about going through and paring down those losing trades by removing junk, low volume stuff not in a trend, maybe simple things like what happens if we axe everything below the 200-day moving average, simple things like this. And then if I don't start with a base of, right, this indicator is interesting, then from there, I'm just kind of throwing dirt at the wall and hoping I get a good equity curve, which doesn't help me
Right.
in the long run.
Right. Right before you came on, we were talking about kinds of stocks that are working in this market,
Hmm.
and we were saying a lot of boring stuff, a lot of boring, old, forgotten names. And then you come on and show me a chart of Philip Morris and Hershey.
Yeah.
How much do you go through the output of all your work, right? All your different systems, and kind of use that for information? Or you don't really care? You know what I mean? Are you looking at the names that get spit out and saying, and then kind of gleaning insights into the broader market, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. So, this week, so I have a very basic momentum system, right? It's as
Yeah,
close to just buying bull flags as you can get, right? And it's my favorite
sure.
one. Again,
Yeah.
sub 50 win rate, but it does amazingly over
Keep it
time.
simple, right? Doesn't get much better than a bull flag.
Yeah, they're all simple, I think, if you're doing it right. And the names, I'm gathering them now, but the names that this thing spit out, there was like a lot of like income funds, like some of these like
Yeah,
BlackRock income funds that get
sure.
junked out that, I personally, if they trigger, might just skip, because at that point, why not just leave the the cash in the account? But when I look at that, I say, okay, if that's the only kind of momentum breakouts that we're finding, yeah, BXSL, Blackstone Secured Lending Fund,
Right.
like some of these names, and I'm looking at those, and I'm saying, why are you giving me this? It's probably because you're not finding anything exciting. Now, there's some stuff in there, like Planet Labs made it on semiconductor, so there is
Right.
some chance of some of these things looking good. But yeah, if it's spitting me out all healthcare stocks, for example, then I'm really going to focus and look at the healthcare sector. If it's
Sure.
spitting out, energy stocks, then maybe you can go take a look at that. And some of my clients and some of the people will just use that and then buy the ETF. If there's 10 semiconductors name in there, maybe they just buy like a leveraged semiconductor
Right.
ETF instead.
Right. No, that makes sense. Are you noticing anything recently in the way the market has turned or rotated a bit into new names?
Yeah, well, it's definitely, yeah, I think everyone's seeing the small cap rotation, and the
Yeah.
seasonality that the small cap should be outperforming at this time is
Yep.
making a lot of sense. For me, I look too at which of my strategies are performing the best, and momentum is getting killed right now, right?
Yeah, it
So
is.
the momentum strategy is just not doing well. Things like mean reversion are doing fantastic. Pullback trading is doing well,
Yep.
and even intraday trading is doing fairly well as well. But yeah, if you're trying to buy something as it's breaking to new highs, at least for now, it seems like a little bit of a struggle.
Yep. Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
of course the crypto space, right? And my system bought some clean spark the other
Mine
day and
too.
just got
Got
just
fucking
got
wrecked, dude.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
bought it Friday.
Yeah,
funny.
we
Yep.
yeah, sometime last week. Yeah, threw that little flag, and then yeah, yesterday
Mhm.
got smoked. So you just have to be careful and use that as information. If mean reversion's working, you're probably in a choppy market. And I think until the new all-time highs resolve in like a super clean way, that's just
Yep.
you mean revert. And it's not as fun. It's way more fun to buy something and just have it explode higher as you're moving it.
Sure.
And sometimes it's a
Who
little
doesn't
bit
love that?
scarier, but you got to do the scary trade. You got to hold your nose and buy the stuff that people hate right now, I think.
I love that. He's talking about banks
This is
and
a lot of
boring
regional
stocks.
banks are showing up. I have traded more regional banks, I think, in the last couple months than I have in the last couple of years, I think.
They look great. Catching up to banks around the world now.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
And yeah, it's one of those you got to put away your bias, right? There's some people out there who can't. There's some people out there who are going to trade semiconductor stocks and AI names until they lose all their money, not because the things are going down, but because they're not doing anything.
I'll still be shocked if they don't rally stocks like Palantir and Nvidia into year end. I'll be pretty surprised. There's probably a floor here for this mega cap growth weakness.
Yeah.
Just I'm just thinking, looking around to the rest of the market too, and seeing how breadth is improving, internals are looking better and better. It's really healthy rotation. Then you look at like the best stocks and the leaders of this cycle. A lot of these things, they're probably not tops when I look at the chart like Microsoft,
No, but how long, right? Are you
Yeah,
waiting till the end of the
right.
year? Are you waiting to, and then in the meantime, are we going to get like an all-time high breakout in regional banks? And
Yeah.
then you really wished you were in the boring names as opposed to something exciting. It becomes hard.
Better places to be. You heard it here.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us, as always.
Appreciate
Hey,
coming
where are
by.
you at on electric trucks? Your beard tells me you
Rivian?
might have a truck.
I've got one of those giant SUVs.
You do?
Like
okay.
the big, because I got 2 kids.
Mhm.
Electric stuff doesn't work up here very well. You lose
Really?
when it gets cold, you
Uh-huh.
lose up to, I think it's like 40 to 50% of the battery charge. So if you
The
can
charge
usually
go.
go
You burn the
500,
charge faster in
right?
cold temperatures.
And then
Oh.
you've got to crank up the heat, which is one of the biggest things that drains the battery as well. So
Mhm.
not yet up here. I'd be all for it. I'm gonna get solar
Interesting.
panels on the roof and all that, but
Yeah.
I gotta wait. Not yet.
Well, the chat loves you, my friend. Thank you for spending your time with us on this fine Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much for having me. Talk to you soon.
Later, Mike. He had to go at 9, right?
Yeah. That's what he said. So Mike will be joining us on a more recurring basis going forward. I think maybe
Mike's great.
a few
Great
times
guest.
a month. Yeah, Mike,
Love that.
as Sean said in the chat, too smart for us, right?
Smart guy.
Very, very
Look at us
smart guy.
learning about new indicators here on the morning show. I think I've heard of this MacDV. I think I was at a conference where they presented on it, and it just missed me. But fantastic, really good stuff, because you want an apples to apples comparison. And being able to use something to get an oversold, overbought reading as well as some sort of trend signal is just really nice. It's really nice. Those tend to be the best indicators.
Yeah.
To me, it's better than the RSI. When you combine those two things, I would much rather have a PPO or a MACD on my chart than an RSI. I do.
Isn't it just like an indicator? It just depends how to use it. That's sort of how I've come to think
It's
about
how you
these
use
things.
it. Yeah. Look, different indicators work for different people all the time. You got to kind of find whatever works for you and speaks to you, and go with it. Not kind of not worry about what other people are doing. But yeah.
Yeah. Although I do maintain my only piece of chart advice is advice I got many years ago, which is if you pull up a chart and you can't tell what it's saying in like 3 seconds, you got too much crap on there, right?
Yeah.
If it takes you more than 3 seconds to interpret the chart, it's too busy. It's just too busy.
Just to say,
So,
if you feel
that's the only chart advice you'll ever get from me.
Yeah, no, you don't want too many indicators.
Yeah.
And then too, like if you're sharing charts on the internet, just a general rule of thumb is if you're talking about the indicator, you're saying something about the indicator, include it. But if you're not, it doesn't belong on there, right? It should just be price, because then you're taking away from what matters most. Another thing we used to say is we eventually stripped the long-term moving averages off of all like the all-star charts. That was a decision we made many years ago. And me and JC would joke. We said, if you need the long-term moving average on there, it's probably not a chart you want to be buying anyway. Right? Like, you should know an uptrend when you see it, kind of thing.
In theory, yeah. All right, what's going on today? So we're not going to make it to the open, by the way. That's totally cool because Strazza has the open bar.
China.
He's going live after we're done here.
Eesh.
That'll be around 9:30 or so, give or take. And then Kenny will be live at 11. Kenny said he's also powering through a cold today.
Everyone is sick. Everyone is sick.
Yeah, everyone is sick.
Get better, boys. China down big here. Isn't it one of those situations though? Like China's kind of interesting because it can always only ever be so bad in terms of economic data. First of all, if it gets too bad, they can just lie about it.
That's what I was about to say. They're just going to lie about it. So,
but there's more. If it really is bad, right? Then in China, what's the number one thing that drives Chinese equity markets higher? Stimulus, right? So when things do get that bad, it actually becomes really freaking good because you like the helicopter money is on its way.
Dude, it's so bad, it's good. Yes, I love when bad news is good news.
So we'll see. Maybe we're getting close. People are sharing charts of the yuan more and more.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Forgot to ask Michael about the 24-hour markets. I want to ask him about that. Oh, well. Next time.
You're interested?
Oh, you know, we've talked about how we are going in that direction. I'm wanting to stake, but I'm sure he likes it.
Yeah, okay.
What's going on in the chat? Anything good that we missed?
Yeah, look at that.
Just I don't know if Exxon has MacDV. Yuzzle. Just kind of scrolling through. All right, cool. I don't know. There's not really much else in the way of headlines. You know, the data from this morning, I guess you could say was mixed. Unemployment rate went up, but we added jobs last month. So, how do you score that circle? Don't know.
Let's watch the bond market.
There you
go. You're not getting much there this morning. You mentioned yesterday the Google news about like adding MLS listings or something to search, and I didn't find it that interesting until I saw the price action. Zillow got creamed.
In Zillow? Yeah.
Wow.
Tough day for the old Z.
And then remember now, it's a big company and there's a lot of other stuff going on, but Rocket bought Redfin. So
that's right.
There was some selling there as well. Housing remains under pressure, just broadly speaking. I think the price action in regional banks bodes well, though. You know that?
For the housing market? What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. The housing market has like structural problems at the moment that cannot be easily fixed by anybody.
The regional banks are the lenders in many cases for these homes. No. No.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
And interest rates matter to both of these businesses. But you are right. There would be issues, and some of these builders kind of more involved in some of these problem areas than others.
Yeah.
Lennar just had earnings.
Who reports tomorrow? Is it no, Lennar is tonight.
Lennar's after. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lennar is tonight. And didn't we just have KB Home is on Thursday?
KB.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
You actually got a few this week. You got Nike on Thursday. You got FedEx. You got Micron is Wednesday. We talked about boring stocks. General Mills is tomorrow morning. Hey.
Wow. What a down
snacks, baby.
Yikes.
Food.
Have you seen this chart? Really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Kraft Heinz is up because they have a new CEO. Yay. I don't know.
It's a really slow day.
Okay.
Really slow
It's
news day.
yeah. Yeah. We are in the end of the year doldrums, which is totally cool.
Yeah.
I have no issue with us ending the show early. Like I said, it's kind of one of those days. We're trying to power through. If you're watching the show on YouTube, I want to remind you that you don't have to go anywhere because the stream, once this show ends, will automatically redirect you to the open bar
Whoop, whoop.
whenever that goes live
Let's go.
with Strazza.
Let's go.
Which today should probably go live at the open. Right
I think
now,
we're going to
makes
go
sense.
through every chart in the NASDAQ 100. Right?
What?
Yeah. We're always talking
That's a
about
lot of
counting
charts.
them. So
Yeah.
we're just going to do it live. Doesn't take long.
Okay. I wanted to mention Kenny's event. If you have not signed up, Kenny's doing a special live event, actually with you, Strazza, right?
Oh yeah,
This Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, can't wait.
That's Thursday at 3:00. Let me drop the link in chat.
Don't miss
right
it.
now.
You know, Kenny and I, we have a great time when we do these videos. A lot of good stuff.
Final
Live charts.
Final live event of the year, I think. Right. So it's gonna be fun.
Yep. Get your screwdrivers ready for the open bar. Here we go.
And then Strazza, the next All-Star Charts conference call for members is going to be this Thursday as well, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Busy day. Thursday's a busy day.
Are we doing a morning show Thursday?
No, we are not.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I did that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Tomorrow is a busy day on the morning show. You know who's going to be on the show tomorrow? Chartmaster Rick
Nice.
is going to be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
As well
Love
as
that.
Caleb Franzen. They'll both be on the show
Wow.
tomorrow.
What a
And
lineup.
Riley will also be on the show tomorrow.
Wow.
Busy day tomorrow. So, Rick, I've been trying to get you on the show. Tomorrow is the day.
You know, I like that for Rick. I like more TV time for Slick Rick.
Definitely.
Dancing Rick from Mexico City.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's give Steve some time to recharge, get some coffee, do what he's got to do. We'll go live.
I need another espresso, though. You know?
Okay. Then we'll see you guys for the open bar, which today is going to go live at the open. It's going to be fun. Thanks for watching. Smash the like. Go make some money.
See you shortly.
I'm Ron Burgundy. No? Okay.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it